Hello guys, good morning. So I just really wanted to check in with you all, even though I'm feeling pretty fucking horrendous actually. I have just had 7 days of absolute hell, barely any sleep, severe anxiety, really bad depression, loads of karmic purging. They call it karmic purging, and actually I don't really want to call it that because I don't actually believe in karma. I think karma is a trap, of course. There is no such thing as karma. So what do I call it? Loads of parasite cleanse. Yeah, that's what it is. It's funny because about a month ago I was walking down the road and there was a leaflet which had been folded up, but on it said parasite cleanse, and that's exactly what this is. It's a parasite cleanse. You know, mind virus, archonic. It's been just, it's beyond words. I can't put it into words. It's been absolutely bloody fucking horrific, and I have no idea how I got through it, and it brought me to my knees. And you know, when you're in it, and the dark side, because the virus resists to the bitter end, you know, and it's in there saying evil always wins, there's nothing you can do, the word, you know, and everything is really dark, everything feels really dark and really twisted and really tortured, and it is, let's face it people, it is, alright? It was just, you know, because the virus is distortion. In fact, it's beyond distortion. It's ultimate darkness. It's like, you know, in the X-Files, they have the black goo, you know? It's like that. It's pure filth. It's putrid. And I've become acutely aware of the fact that there are probably not many souled people in this world at all. Most people are not sold. There are so many people out there who follow a so-called spiritual lifestyle, who are spiritual, claim to be spiritual, and you find them on YouTube, and you know, they always show up here and there and everywhere, and they're just full of shit, and they're just empty. They're just utterly empty. I can look at people now. I can literally look at somebody and I can just tell whether they're sold or not, and we are literally surrounded by NPCs, OPs, call them what you will. They're just all empty, and I don't really want to call them non-player characters, because they do play. They really do. And a lot of them are just toxic. And we need to practice discernment. Very, very high levels of discernment, and stay the hell away from these creatures. A lot of them are neither here nor there, and some of them are even seemingly well-meaning, but one thing, they never fucking change. They don't change. I mean, I've you know, my other half met a woman that we've known for years, and she is sort of spiritual, and he told her what was going on with me, and he said, well, you know, my wife is kind of having like a nervous breakdown here, and she went, well, why don't you just socialise more and go to hippie festivals, and why don't you grow lettuces and vote Labour? This is like your typical organic portal response. Somebody else said to me, oh, why don't you just have a cup of coffee, and, you know, it was like, you what? What? You see how they say things like that, and they don't even make any sense. They have no real empathy. They're so... They are virus, and self-hate and fear and stuntedness. They cannot see, they cannot hear, they cannot discern. They do the same things over and over and over again. expecting different results which they will never get. They are the system, they are this world, they are the matrix, they are just stunted meatbags. There is nothing there, and they never change, and they are every fucking where. And then you're there and you're sold and you are changing and you are going through such challenging initiations that it brings you to the very end of yourself, or what you thought was yourself, which of course it isn't. Because what is self? What is that? All we know is ourself, as we have been in this fake world, in this reality. And what this reality is, in a manner of speaking, is a tiny little room. That's all it is. It's like a tiny, dark little room. It's got no windows, it's got no doors. It's just a tiny little room, and we're squeezed in there. And we think, oh, that's reality, and, you know, and then we awaken, of course, and then our consciousness starts to widen and expand. But now our consciousness is exploding, and it's saying, you know what? Well, your consciousness, your soul, your essence, your spirit, whatever, and it literally is saying, no more fucking bullshit. All this victim energy programming, you see, MK Ultra, mind control, you're a victim, you're powerless, you're shit, you're worthless. It does that especially, of course, only, really, if you think about it, to sold people. It really goes for us, right? Because we are pure fire consciousness, right? We are Phoenix, we are game changers. We are not of this place. Our virtual is their reality. I don't think we're here to fix anything. I don't feel that at all. I think this is just an experience, really, of living an experience of limitation and smallness, and then to come back to our true self, which is infinite and infinite creativity and infinite power, like Q. This place, yeah, this is the duality of it, the craziness of it, is that it's so incredibly fucking distorted and stunted, and the people, the OPs, are such that, you know, I mean, just the rage and the hate that I've been feeling. Scary, I mean, really scary. You know, I've just been focusing on the Osho's dynamic meditation, where you let out all that rage. And the best time to do it is when you feel it, when you feel that hatred and when you feel that rage. And oh, by the way, these feelings are very real. Feel them, people. No fucking guilt. Guilt is a repressive mechanism. It's put there by the archonic mind virus because it doesn't want to be purged out of you. It doesn't want to be cleansed out of your consciousness. So it makes you feel ashamed. It makes you feel guilty about feeling hatred and feeling rage. But feeling hatred and feeling rage is very, 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 very natural in light of all that is. Okay, I have digressed again, but fuck that shit, who cares, right? The truth is, people, that there is merit here. It's crazy, but there we are. Because despite that insanity, that stupidity, the moronic stupidity of these fucking assholes everywhere, right? And whatnot, still there is goodness, there is beauty, there is creativity, and there is love. Wow. You know, like seeing a beautiful kingfisher. Seeing peregrine falcons with their young nest, that was beautiful. I went for a little walk on Thursday when I felt a little bit better, and that was really good. You know, so that is something that just blows my mind, that despite all the insanity and the stupidity, the loneliness, the isolation, the hate, the rage, all of it, the suffering, there is beauty, creativity, there is love. And for those of us with a soul on this quest, awakening deeper, deeper, bigger, bigger, higher, higher, more and more and more, and we're really going through this fire, this literally this ripping away of all the illusions and all the mind control and all the filth and all the fucking lies and deceit. All of it's gotta go. And we're going through that, and it fucking hurts. It hurts so much, and it's so difficult, it's so hard, and we're all on our knees begging for mercy, thinking this, you know, because the mind virus is there saying, oh, well, that's because you're fucked, you're doomed. You're gonna end up back on antidepressants, and it will all have been for nothing, and you may as well just kill yourself now. Oh, that's what it wants. Oh, yeah. In shamanic terms, you know, a friend of mine once said to me, he said, if it doesn't try to kill you, it ain't worth shit. We're in the fight of our lives. Not all of us, I dare say, depending on whatever, I guess, your own personal journey, but I certainly am, and I think some of my subbies probably are as well. The only advice I have, and I'm not really here to advise anybody on anything, I'm just here to record my experiences such as they are, you know. But is this the only thing I have to say to you people out there listening to this is, you know, own your shit, man. Own it. Feel it. If you feel shame and if you feel guilt, well, then own that. But know that those are repression mechanisms, because repression is what it's all about. All right, that's what the virus wants, and the organic portals exist to, in a way, to reinforce the status quo of this world is real and it's all there is, and this is how it's meant to be. Because they all do that. That is what they do. That is what they are. They are the Matrix, you know. Rage and hate are very natural emotions. They're very, very natural in light of it all. The putrid filth that is this world in so many ways. Right? It's here, it's there, it's there. And the people, you know. And then the beauty of a kingfisher or peregrine falcon. The beauty of an incredibly beautiful flower, and the radiance of the sun or whatever, you know. So it's hard, people. It's hard, but own your feelings, own it, own all of it, own it. And when you have that hate and that rage come up, you need to release it. Because one thing I know now, beyond the shadow of a doubt, is that that hatred and that rage, when we do not release it, when we do not confront it, face it, acknowledge it, accept it, and then release it, it stays trapped within us, and it becomes it keeps the virus in place. The virus needs that, wants that to survive on, to feed on within us, as it were, in a way. And so it's very important that it gets purged out of us. So you'll find you'll get triggered. Shit happens, you'll meet people, whatever, you'll get triggered, and it brings up this rage and this hate. So you own it and you release it. So there is Osho's dynamic meditation. It is very good. You look like a complete mad person, but hey, who gives a flying fuck? Again, you know, society. Oh, look at her, she looks really stupid. You know, this is again, it's like, ooh, repress. Fuck that shit. We don't care what we look like, right? We're now at a point where all the stuff we thought mattered, we now realize matters not at all. Appearances, who gives a fuck, right? What do we look like? Do we look good today? Should we buy some makeup? Should we go and do some consumerism? Should we this? Should we that? Should we Game of Thrones? It's all bullshit. It's all distraction, and none of it matters. It's meaningless fucking dross that we don't want. So discard, discard, discard all of it. Keep only that which you need. Let go of all the rest. And know this, people, because time and time and time again, you know, last night, I know, do you remember that, the Love Boat? It was putrid filth, but I dreamt I was on the Love Boat last night for the, like, I don't know, 2 hours sleep that I had. But it was not the Love Boat from the 70s, it was different. And again, it brought to my awareness that, you know, even though it feels as if all the demons in hell are tormenting us to our fucking death, to our destruction, this is a journey of love. And love is saying, you deserve freedom. You deserve to know who you truly are. What you truly are. You are not this tiny, twisted, distorted little black creature living in this tiny little room. Oh, this is reality. Oh, I've got to be ambitious, and oh, my dream job. Oh, my career. Oh, I'm going to have 6 children. Oh, all that shit, all this mundane reality programming and trauma-based mind control and distortion and stuntedness and you know, we are souls. We are very powerful. Yet what we get in this now, in this shift, is the virus's last stand. Oh, you're powerless, you're powerless, you're small. Look how depressed you are, look how weak you are. Look, there you are lying in bed, riddled with anxiety at 2 o'clock in the morning. You may as well get up and kill yourself because you're so worthless. Self-hate, you see lots of that coming up. And again, when you feel that, just go, just scream, scream. Find shit that you can smash against the wall. You know, go and sit in your car, drive your car somewhere out where there's no people and scream and scream and scream. Just scream, let it out, own that hate, that rage. Own it, own all of it, and just let go of everything that is just, it's superfluous now. It really is. It's like Frodo and Sam at the opening to Mount Doom, saying, right, do we need this? No, we don't. Do we need this? No, we don't. Do we need this mithril? No, we don't. Chuck it, chuck it, chuck it. It might seem important, but you know it isn't. This world is not fucking real. It's a dream. It's a distorted, artificial reality. It is a tiny little bollocks, stupid, stunted, fuck-off little room. We don't belong here. We came here to experience duality, limitation, all of that. It has merit. How? It has merit to each and every one of us. You will have to work out for yourself. It isn't just evil. No, that isn't right either. That wouldn't be right to say. Though, the way we're feeling at the moment, we want to say, oh, it's all shit, and I hate it all, you know. Fair enough if you feel that way, but we know that it does have merit as well. But it's time to break out of it now. It's time to achieve reset. It's getting closer. You know, reset, or for some people, so all these assholes are going on about the event like this is just going to happen, it's just going to be some explosion like the Big Bang, and oh, we're all going to be saved. Or then you get these other new agey people with their fake ascension bloody bullshit of like, oh, ascension is going to happen, but we're still going to have to grow old and die, and we're still going to have to work, and we're still going to have to pay taxes, i.e. nothing is actually going to change at all. It's the internet and it's YouTube and all these fake spiritual memes that again are a distraction to muddy the waters. And so another very important element right now is to trust ourselves. Ooh, isn't that a fucking fucker? To trust yourself is just about the hardest thing any of us have ever done, because, and it's something you learn little by little anyway, because, you know, we've just been so, yeah, wow, it's, words just cannot go there. Words cannot begin to explain at all this level now of experience for us. It really cannot go there. It's wow. But, you know, trust people. And it's possible to be full of doubt and full of fear and full of rage and full of hate and full of self-hate and full of distortion and full of virus, and yet also have faith and trust, because that is an intention. That is, well, I feel all of that and I feel like I'm going completely insane, and yet I also choose to trust this process, this journey, because something tells me this is meaningful. And it's going somewhere incredibly good, because it will, because I can feel that very strongly. But we must own it, own all of it, and we must discard all the distractions and all the rubbish, because we don't need it, you know, we don't need it. And yeah, triggers galore, so, you know, there's going to be lots of that going on. I mean, unbelievable. I booked a massage, you see, and on the day I felt really awful, and I thought, should I cancel? And I thought, no, I'll go because it might help me. So I get there and she's not there, and it's like, what's going on? Oh, she couldn't make it, she's got a migraine. And they didn't have my number, so they couldn't have cancelled. And I was stood there and I felt so horrible. It was just unbelievable. And I actually nearly collapsed. I felt that bad. And the woman was like, the receptionist, are you okay? And I was like, no, I feel really, really crap. And, you know, I feel really anxious and really depressed. Because I don't believe in beating about the bush, and if somebody asks me how I am now, I just tell them straight. I don't pretend. I don't say, oh, I'm fine, because I don't see why I should. Who the fuck, yeah. And she goes, oh, do you want a cup of coffee? Do you see what I mean? This is the kind of consciousness of the OPs that we're dealing with, and it is just so utterly insane. I mean, somebody, if I'd come across somebody who's having a nervous breakdown, or somebody who's in a really bad state, I wouldn't offer them coffee, that's for sure, you know. They do their best, I suppose, but they just have no understanding. Ignorance rules the waves. Anyway, I think I'll leave it there for today, people. I just needed to get this shit off my chest, and it does help me as well to talk about it, and I hope it resonates with you out there, because it's very deeply disconcerting to be going through all of this. And it's getting weirder, isn't it, people? I mean, the weather doesn't even make any sense. It's actually cold here. I'm having to put the heating on, and it's June the 17th, for goodness sake. It's very dark. Everything is wrong. And so that feels very disconcerting. And then our inner identity, is being ripped apart, which is a good thing, but it hurt and it's frightening. Because we're frightened of our own power, we're frightened of the unknown, and we are most definitely going into the unknown here, people. Everything that we've known, and everything that's given us this false sense of security, is being ripped the fuck apart. It's all being... It's like paint stripper here. All of that is happening. And we're surrounded by these empty meat bags that only have a very limited vocabulary and repertoire, and a set number of responses to everything. they're just robots, you know, and it's very disconcerting because you think, am I the only one? What's going on? Now, I know from your comments and some of you that you're obviously very, very sold, and it makes me feel better. So people, please send me good comments, all right? Because we need to connect. We need to speak with each other. We need to support each other a little bit, and to give each other a bit of a thumbs up. You know, it's very important. We all matter very, very much, and we are really going through it here, and it's an absolute nightmare. Another thing I notice as well, just before I go, is how they're all feeders, you know, the whole system is feedy. It's like, oh, I want you to give me this and I want you to give me that. Everybody always wants something from you, or, you know, and that's just very, very wrong. And it's behavior that we sometimes engage in ourselves as well, where we expect too much from other people. Whether that's organic portals or not, it doesn't really matter, you know, but let's be very aware of that, people. Let's be and let be, okay? And let's not put undue pressure on other people, because truly sold people are going through a really tough time right now. And so to unconsciously, because we do this, there's still so much behavior in us that just isn't of the light, and that is virus, you know. So we do that, and then it's like, oh, okay, that's not right. It's like in the Celestine prophecy, you know, these people that say, hey, stop feeding from me, stop encroaching upon me, you know, do what you want to do to sustain yourself and to walk your path, and let other people do their stuff, you know. And if you feel so inclined, then give them some love and some support, but don't put pressure on people, man, you know, because it just ain't right. I don't really do that so much anymore, but I used to do that until I became aware that I was doing it, and then I actually learned to just, okay, no more, enough is enough. Okay, this is very much a time of great forward movement. It doesn't feel that way, I know, but it is. Be aware, keep going within and own the stuff and let it come up, people. There is no shame in feeling your emotions, and if you do feel that shame, then know that it's archonic and it wants to repress. So you know, we know what that is. We know all the mechanisms. We're getting very good at this. We're getting better and better at it. Anyway, I'm going to go now, because otherwise it's just going to get me. So, lots of love to you all. And, yeah, you know, it's tough, but we can do this. We can. We're warriors of the light, people. And everything is going to be all right. Love always wins in the end. Truly it does.